Can you see the presentation now? Everyone? Can you all see the presentation now which has been opened? Okay. Allow me just 1 second. So I'll give you the objective for today's session. We'll start with a topic which is called as number system, which is one of the most important, one of the very important concept and the chapter, which comes year on year for in the given examination of your CAT, XAT, IFT, or whichever examination which you want to write. Number system is going to be an integral part of all the important examinations of management. Okay. Now here, I believe you are able to see the presentation, right? All of you. Now there are a lot of content. Let me tell you, there are a lot of content which are available. There are a lot of content which are available to you when you study number system. Starting with family of numbers, LCM, HCF, divisibility rules, power cycle, remainder theorem, how to find the last and the second last digit, remainder of the power a raised to n, b raised to n, couple of important theorems, powers of exponent, and then the base system also. And all of them will be really important. You guys are not able to see the presentation here. Oh my goodness, how is this possible? Now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
now I
sir.
believe you can, right? Okay. So this is what the content of number system would be. Frankly speaking, it's going to be impossible for me to cover everything in 2 hours of session. We'll have 2 hours of a session only on one topic called as number system, so that you become familiar with the entire content. And all the 3 content will be back to back, so that there's no lag with respect to understanding what the content is. But if you look into the level of difficulty and the matter of importance, the first 2 content, which is number system family and LCM HCF, which is classification of numbers in HCF LCM, is pre-basic. So the first content, to be very precise, which we will start now, is the first content, which is divisibility rules. Okay. As far as CAT is going to be concerned, the minimum number of questions that you can expect will be 4 to 5 year on year, which comes in this, which comes from the given topic of number system. And we are discussing the very first content for today, which is divisibility rules. What is divisibility rule? Divisibility rule says if a number has to be divisible, repeat, if a given number has to be divisible by a certain number, there would be certain formatting in the given number itself, which will help you out to predict whether the number is divisible by that particular certain number, yes or no. For example, if I ask you this question, the first question, how do you understand whether a value is divisible by 2 or not? How do you understand whether the value is divisible by 2 or not? Anyone? Quickly. Certain questions are pretty basic, so I'm assuming all of us will understand and give the answer also. The question is, how do we understand whether the value is divisible by 2 or 4? It's a very simple observation. Howsoever big the number may be, if the last digit, I repeat, if the last digit is a multiple of 2, or if the last digit is even, the value is going to be divisible by 2. It says, if the last digit is divisible by 2, the whole value will be divisible by 2. What about the next value 3? What about the next value 3? Quickly, if people know, they can put the comment in the chat box so that I can go through it and others can also go through it. He says, if the sum digit of values, I repeat, if sum digit of values is divisible by 3, the whole value will be divisible by 3. If the sum digit of the value is divisible by 3, the whole value will be divisible by 3. For example, let's say if you take a value 729, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 9 is 18, 18 is a value which is divisible by 3, and hence 18 is a value, and hence 18 is a value, sorry, 729 would be a value which is divisible by 3. As said, howsoever big the number may be, 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, so 243 will be divisible by 3. Simple observation, but it's important. Next value is 4. Next value is 4. What about 4? 4 says if the last 2 digits, I repeat, if the last 2 digits is divisible by 4, I repeat, if the last 2 digits are divisible by 4, the whole value will be divisible by 4. Next value is 5. 5 says, what is 5? Last digit should be either 5 or 0. I repeat, the last digit should be either 5 or 0. Next is 6. What are the factors of 6? Quickly, people out here, what are the factors of 6? 2 and 3, right? So numbers which are divisible by 2 and 3 both. I repeat, numbers which are divisible by 2 and 3 both will be a value which is divisible by 6. Next is 7. Now 7 is a prime value. All the values of 7 will give you a concern. All the prime numbers will give you a concern. Start off with, let's take all the powers of 7. 7 raised to 1 is 7. 7 square is 49. 7 cube is 343. 7 raised to 4 is 2401. So definitely 7 cube and 7 raised to 4 will be a value which will be divisible by 7 for sure. The rule of 7 says x minus 2y should be divisible by 7. I repeat again. The rule of 7 says x minus 2y should be divisible by 7. Let's understand what is important. What is x and what is y? Let's take a given number. Let's take a given number 343. It says the last digit will be called as y and the remaining digits will be called as x. Repeat. Last digit will be called as y. The remaining numbers will be called as x. All what we have to do is x minus 2y. Y here is 3. Number of it will be 6. 4 minus 6 is 28. Is 28 divisible by 7? 7 4 is 28. And hence 343 is divisible by 7. Is this clearly understood to all of you? Everyone out here? Okay, let's take one more value. Let's take one more value, you will get it more clear. 2401. The last digit of the given number will be termed as y and the remaining numbers will be called as x. All what we need to do is x minus 2y divisible by 7 or not. The last number is 1. So double of 1 would be 2. So subtract 2 from 240. Subtract 2 from 240. The value will become 238. You need to check whether you can see a number 238 divisible by 7 or no. If you cannot check, you can repeat the process one more time. You can repeat the process one more time. This is y and this is x. 2 times 8, 2 times 5 will become 16. 23 minus 16 will be 7 and 7 definitely will be divisible by 7. So 2401 was divisible by 7, 343 was divisible by 7. Sandesh, is this clear? Okay. Next is 8. Next is 8. What about 8? Just like 2 and 4, it says if the last two digits is divisible by it's if the last 3 digits, my bad. If the last 3 digits is divisible by 8, the whole value will be divisible by 8. Just like 4, what it says, last 2. 8 says last 3 values should be divisible by 8. Next value in the sequence will be, repeat. Next value in the sequence will be 9. About 9? 9 is simple. You multiply any value with 9, the sum digit will become 9. So, just like 3, if the sum digit of values is divisible by 9, I repeat. If the sum digit of values is divisible by 9, the whole value would be divisible by 9. The same example, if you take 729, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 9 is 18, 18 is divisible by 9, so the whole value was divisible. What about 10? It should have 0 in the end. So 10 is the most simplest value which we can consider. Let's consider the value 11. Repeat. Let's consider the value 11. 11. Anyone who knows the process of 11? Okay. Anyone who knows the powers of 11? 11 raised to 1 is 11. 11 square is 121. 11 cube is 1331. And 11 raised to 4 is 14641. Even with the usage of Pascal triangle, you can find out the value. By using Pascal triangle, I hope all of you know how to find out the value of 11 square or 11 powers. Put 11 on the edges. The middle value is the addition of first two value, which is 1 plus 1, 2. Then 1 here, 1 here. 1 plus 2, 3. 2 plus 1, 3. Then go on, 4, 6, 4. 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Here, it says the Difference, I repeat, all what you are telling me is right. The question is, if the difference of, says, difference of sum of the ordinate numbers should be either 0 or 11. I repeat, the difference of sum of the ordinate numbers should be either 0 or 11. For example, if you take 121, ordinate numbers will be 1 plus 1, 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. If I take 1331, 1 plus 3, 3 plus 1, 4 minus 4 will become 0. If you take 14641, 1 plus 6 plus 1, 8. 8 minus 8 is also 0. Is this clear? We take 517. 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 minus 1 is 11. So either 0 or 11 should come. I repeat, either 0 or 11 should come. Is this clear to all of you? The part was clear to all of you, right? Okay. We have seen 11. The next value that we should consider would be 12. What presentation is not visible? Can you check now? Hope you can see it now, right? We are talking about 12. What do you think? What should be the, no Sandesh, it's not, it's a PowerPoint presentation only. Now, the next question is for 12. What do you think the rule of 12 would be? What are the factors of 12? What are the factors of 12? Quickly, if you can let me know. I hope you guys are seeing, you are able to see the question, right? You're able to see the presentation, right? Oh, God. What is the issue about? Can you see the presentation? God. I hope yes now, right? Okay. What about 12? Now 12, the factors can be represented either in the form of 2 and 6, or 3 and 4. Which one should we consider? Should we consider 2 and 6 or should we consider 3 and 4? We can consider only those pairs which are called as co-prime pair. I repeat, we can consider only those pairs which can be considered to be as a co-prime pair. Co-prime pair are the pairs where the HCF is 1. I repeat, co-prime pair are the pairs where the HCF is 1. 2 and 6, the HCF is 2. 3 and 4, the HCF is 1. Out of 2 and 6, I repeat, out of 2 and 6 and 3 and 4, for 12, you can consider only 3, 4. Which means numbers which are divisible by 3 and 4 both. Repeat. Numbers which are divisible by 3 and 4 both will be the value which will be divisible by 12. Next is 13. Okay. 13. Let's. 12 is simple. So I'm saying co-prime pair is a pair where the HCF is 1 Bhushan. So 2 and 6, the HCF was 2. And 3 and 4, the HCF is 1. So instead of taking, I repeat, instead of taking 2 and 6, you will compare, you will take the value as 3 and 4, which means, or which intends, if the value is divisible by 3 and 4 both, I repeat, if the value is divisible by 3 and 4 both, this will be a value which will be divisible by 12. As simple as that. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next is 13. Let's take an example. 13 square is 169. Okay. 13 square is 169. The rule says x plus 4y should be divisible by 13. I repeat. The rule says x plus 4y should be divisible by 16. So 169, the rule of y and x is still the same. The last digit will be called as y and the remaining values will be called as x. 4 times 9, the value will become 36. And 36 plus 16 will make the value as 52. Is 52 divisible by 52? Yes, so the whole value will be divisible by 52. Is this clear? So the rule says x plus 4y should be divisible by 13. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Next is 14. The factors of 14 will be nothing but 2 and 7. Again, it's only the prime numbers which will have a specific format. Rest, all the others are generic factors. 16 says last 4 digits should be divisible. I repeat, last 4 digits should be divisible by 16. 16 says last 4 digits should be divisible by 16. Similarly, 17 says x minus 5y should be divisible by 17. X minus 5y should be divisible by 17. Y again is the last digit and the remaining values, repeat, the remaining values will be called as x. 18, factors of 18 you can write either in the form of 6 into 3 or 2 into 9. Out of 6 and 3 and 2 and 9, what is a co-prime pair? 2 and 9 will be a co-prime pair. So you will say values which are divisible, I repeat, values which are divisible by 2 and 9 will be divisible by 18. Next is 19. 19 square is 361. The rule says x plus 2y should be divisible by 19. X plus 2y should be divisible by 19. What is y the last value? So take 1 and multiply by 2. Add 36 plus 2, the value will become 38. Is 38 a value divisible by 19? Yes, so the whole value will be divisible by 19. And similarly, last 20 will be 4 comma 5. 20 will be 4 comma 5. If you follow any reference book, you will find out the rules which is being defined from 2 till 20, which is like a rock solid base for all the important questions which comes in divisibility rules. Any question based on this? Is there any question based on this? Anyone?
So about 18, can you explain it one more time? It's two. How do
Which
we
one?
just 18?
As said, the numbers which will have multiple factors. So 18 is a value which you can write in the form of 6 into 3 plus 18
Yes.
or 2 into 9. Let's take a value 24. 24 is a value which is divisible by 3 and 6 both. Is 24 divisible by 18? No, it is
No.
not. So why consider it like this? The HCF here is the HCF here is going to be 3 and the HCF here is going to be 1. You can consider only those pairs where the HCF is 1. If the HCF is 1, these pairs are called as co-prime pair. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
V, as simple as all the other prime numbers, 17 will stand for x minus 5y. Y is the last digit and x is the remaining digits. You multiply y 5 times and remove from the remaining digits. 19 is x plus 2y. 361, the last value is y and the remaining value will be x. Take 1, multiply by 2 and add to 36. 36 plus 2 will make the value as 38. Just check whether 38 is divisible by 19 or no. It is divisible, so 361 was divisible by 19. Yeah? But the game doesn't end here. It's going to start from here. I've seen card papers where they have even asked you the rule of 1001 or 2002, which is simple. All what we need to do, I repeat, all what we need to do is simply decode. All what we need to do now is simply decode all the rules of 2 to 20. I'll give you a minute of your time. I, all of you have taken the note of this? Yes or no? Have all of you have taken the notes of 2 to 20, right? I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute. You reread once again all the formats and the patterns from 2 to 20 and tell me, is there any specific pattern which comes out? And tell me if there's any specific pattern which comes out. Which is from going 2 to 20. Yeah, I would want any specific. I would want any specific pattern which is coming out from going from 2 to 20. Anything, Bhushan and everyone? Anything that comes out? Anything, and all the other cases. If there are more formats and patterns, you have to tell me more patterns. 2, 4, 8, 16 is one of the pattern. Is there anything else which is coming out? Yes. So one of the pattern which Bhushan is saying is right, which is 2, 4, 8, 16. If you look at this pattern, the rule says 2 is for last digit, 4 is for last 2 digit, 8 is for last 3 digit, 16 is for last 4 digit. What is so common about 2, 4, 8, 16? These are powers of 2. 2 raised to 1, 2 squared, 2 cube, and 2 raised to 4. Similarly, the next value which you will come across will be 32. It should be nothing but 2 raised to 5. Next comes 64, which is last 6 digit. You will not see any question coming on 64 and 128, but it's good if you can relate the patterns. Next value which Bhushan is saying is 3 and 9. This is one of the patterns where I've seen CAT questions. I'm going to give you an actual CAT question based on this. The rule of 3 says the sum digit should be a multiple of 3. 9 says the sum digit should be a multiple of 9. What is so common about 3 and 9? What is so common about 3 and 9? 3 and 9 are again the powers of 3, which is 3 raised to 1, 3 square. What can be the next value in the sequence? It's going to be 3 cube. 3 cube will be 27, and the rule of 27 could be, what could be the rule of 27? Come on, all of you. Some digit of value should be divisible by 27. 3 raised to 4, 81. The sum digit of the value should be divisible by 81. Right? So again, 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729, they will all follow the same format. I'm giving you 2012 actual question of CAT, which you have to solve for me. This is 2012 question. It says 22222, which has been mentioned 27 times. It says 22222, which has been mentioned 27 times, has been divided by a value 54, and the question to you is find the remainder. I hope all of you got the question. The question says 22222, which has been mentioned 27 times, has been divided by a value 54, and the question is find the remainder. The question is find the remainder. The answer for the given question is how much? The answer for the given question is 0. The answer for the given question is 0. I hope all of you are again able to see the presentation, right? Okay. The answer for the given question is 0. Why rule of 54? Though I have not taught you the rule of 54, Using factorization, you will say 27 and 2 are the co-prime pair. You will not take 9 and 6. Numbers which are divisible by 27 and 2 will be divisible by 54. The given set is an even number, so this is divisible by 2. All what you need to check is check whether the number is divisible by 27. The rule of 27 is the sum digit of value should be divisible by 27. Now 2 has been mentioned 27 times, so the sum digit is going to be 54. 54 if you divide by 27, the remainder is 0. Right? It is 27 2s are 54. Is clear to all of you? This clear to all of you? Everyone out here who's live? Perfect. Let's see more patterns. Let's see more patterns. The next pattern that we are exploring. The next pattern that we are exploring is values from 9 to 99. Next pattern that we are exploring here is values from 9 to 99. Rule of 9 said the sum digit of value should be divisible by 9. I repeat. Rule of 9 said the sum digit of value should be divisible by 9. For example, if you have 729, you add 7 plus 2 plus 9, check whether it is divisible by 9 or not. So you started adding from 7 to 9, right, from the left side to the right side. The only change which I'm making in my statement now is instead of taking the values from the left side, take the values from the right side. I repeat, instead of taking the values from the left side, take the values from the right side. So add one digit at a time, 9 plus 2 plus 7. Will there be any difference? Tell me, will there be any difference whether you add values from the left side or from the right side? 9 plus 2 is 11, 11 plus 7 is 18, 18 is divisible by 9, the whole value will be divisible by 9. Why I did it? Because I wanted to make and explore the rule of, the rule of 99. From 9 to 99, let's take a value 9801. Let's take a value 9801. For 9, we said I'm going to focus on one digit at a time from the right side and I'll keep on adding the numbers. If the sum digit of values is divisible by 9, the whole value will be divisible by 9. When you have got two nines, the value becomes 99. So I'll start from the right side. But instead of one number at a time, I'm going to fix up two numbers at a time. Instead of one number at a time, I'm going to fix up two numbers at a time. What you did for 9, same value, same procedure you will do for 99. But do not add 1 plus 0 plus 8 plus 9. The one number is 1, second number is 98. Just add 1 plus 98. If the sum digit is divisible by 99, the whole value will be divisible by 99. Is this clear? So from 9 to 99, it's again simple. You will start from the right side. And if I ask you, why did we start from the right side? If I ask you, why did we start from the right side? There's a simple explanation also. You wanted two-digit ka pair. You wanted two-digit ka pair. For example, if you take a value 99801, if I start from left, 99 is the first number, 80 is the second number, last value is 1. To make it complete, you will add 0 in the end. But here the numbers are changed. On the other hand, if you have 99801, if you start from the right side 01, 98, और तुम 9 के आगे जितने 0 लगाने लगाओ ना, कौन देखने वाला है? Number is not changing. So that is just for make you understand why do we have to take from the right side. Is this clear? I hope this is clear, right? Okay. Next is the rule of 11. 11 के लिए हमने क्या बोला? 11 के लिए हमने बोला 1 plus 3 and 3 plus 1. The difference of sum of the ordinate numbers should be either 0 or 11. I repeat. The difference of sum of the ordinate numbers should be either 0 or 11. That's what we said. And that's what we did. Now from 11, I want to make a rule of 101. From 11, I want to make a rule of 101, 1001, 10,001. All the values like this. We can do it very easily. 11 said 1331. Just like 9, all what I'm doing is start from the right hand side, fix up one number at a time. Start from the right hand side, fix up one number at a time. First add the ordinate numbers and then take the difference of the ordinate numbers. Whether you take the sum of ordinate numbers from the left, whether you take the sum of ordinate numbers from the right, it's exactly the same. Yes or no, it's exactly the same. So 1 plus 3 and 3 plus 1 will again give you 3 minus 4 minus 4, which will make it 0, right? Now, from 11 to 101, when you have 1 0 in between, I repeat, from 11 to 101, when you have got one digit in between, if you have a value, let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you will start from the right hand side. 56 is the first value, 34 is the second value, 12 is the last value. What you need to do is 56 plus 12 minus 34. If the value is divisible, if the value should be 0, or it should be divisible by 101. If it is happening, good enough. If not, not happening. If the number of digits fall short, if the number of digits fall short, you add how many zeros, whichever you want. Add karne ka do. What about 1001? What should we do for 1001? Tell me. What shall we do for 1001?
Pair of 3.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to give you again a CAT question. Find the remainder when this number has been divided by 1001. Come on, go on. We Hardik, Sandesh, everyone. Go on. Tell me the remainder when this value has been divided by 1001. Tell me once you have the answer. Yeah. The answer, I'm waiting for a couple of more people to give me the final answer. Then we'll see whether all the answers are matching or no. Some more answers, please, quickly. What is happening? Do we have the answer for the given question? Sandesh is saying 6. Others, what about everyone else who has not given the answer? I believe for some or the other reason, I think Your screen is getting shared. Please look into it. Yeah. Everyone else, Dhanashri, Bhushan, Hardik, Yash, we have the answer out for this question. To make a pair of 3 digits right from the right side, write the ordinate numbers. Numbers is going to be 3-digit number. Follow the rule of 11. See what is the value which you are getting in the end. The final answer is going to be 3. The final answer is going to be 3, which you should get. Sandesh, I would request you to check it once again. The final answer should be 3, which you should get in the end. Is this clear to all of you? Perfect, Sandesh. Everyone else, is this clear? Shall we see the next content? Is this clear to all of you? Perfect. Let's see the next content then. Right. So the next content that we are taking as of now is what you can see on the screen is something called as power cycle. Repeat. What you can see on the screen is power cycle. Power cycle. धनश्री वापस चेक करना नहीं है तो मैं वापस साथ में करता हूँ. Power cycle. Power cycle says if you keep on multiplying a last digit by itself, or if you keep on multiplying a value by itself, if you keep on multiplying a value by itself, the last digit forms a cycle. If you keep on multiplying a value by itself, the last digit forms a cycle, and that cycle is called as power cycle. So the usage of power cycle is to check the last digit, is to check the last digit of the given number. Like 2 into 1 is 2, 2 square is 4, 2 cube is 8, 2 raised to 4 is 16, 2 raised to 5 is 32, 2 raised to 6 is 64, 2 raised to 7 is 128. So if I check the last digit 2486, again 2486, the values are constant. The values are constant. Can you see this? 2 into 1, 2, 4, 8, 6, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. I'm just concerned with the last digit. Can you see the pattern of 2486 which is coming across once again, once again, once again, and once again? It will keep on happening. So it is a 4K cyclicity. I repeat, basically it's a 4K cyclicity, which means every fifth element, will be as same as the first. Every 13th element will be as same as first. Every 19th element will be as same as third. Clear? Is this clear? And it is not just the case only and only. It is not just the case which is only and only for the for the given number 2. It is for all the numbers. It is basically for all the numbers, right from 2 till 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the given numbers which we have got. Right. So let's see for the values quickly. Let's take for 3. What do you think is the power cycle of 3? 3 raised to 1 is 3. 3 square is 9. 3 cube is 27. 3 raised to 4 is 81. And then 3 raised to 5 will be 43. Last number 3 again comes up. So till the time you don't get a repetition, you can go on. Repeat. Till the time you don't get a repetition, you can just go on and on. So there are 4 unique values in the power cycle of 3. So we say 3 has a power cycle of 4K, and the values are 3971. I repeat, values are 3971. For 2 also it was 4K. Values were 2, 4, 8, and 6. We are concerned only with the last digit. The next value in the cycle is going to be 4. 1 will be 1k where all the values are 1. 4 raised to 1 is 4. 4 square is 16. 4 cube is 64. 4 raised to 4, again, it's going to end in 6. So you will see there are only two values which are coming unique here. 4 has a power cycle of 2k. The values are 4 comma 6. Values are 4 comma 6. Is this clear to all of you? Next is 5. To multiply any value with 5, the value is going to remain 5. You multiply any value with 5, the value is going to remain 5 only. So 5 has 1k where all the values are simply 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. The same is the case with 6. Keep on multiplying 6 with itself. I repeat. You keep on multiplying 6 with itself, number is going to remain 6 only. Next is 7. 7 raised to 1 is 7. 7 square is 49. The last value 9. 7 cube is 343. 7 raised to 4 is 2401. Last value is 1. 7 raised to 5 is again going to end in 1. So we have 4 unique values again. So we say 7 is a cyclicity of 4k, where the values are 3, 7, 9, 3, 1. And all of you, if you can memorize and remember this, it's good. 7 can also be taken out of 3. 3 is also 4k. The values are 3971. 7 is 7931. So it's second last, third last, first and last. Second last, third last, first and last of the given value 3. Of the given value 3. Next is 8. 8 raised to 1 is 8. 8 square is 64. 8 cube is 5 into 8 raised to 4 is going to end in 6. 8 raised to 5 again is going to end in 8. So you'll see how many unique values are here. There are 4 unique values. How many unique values are here? There are 4 unique values. So we say 8 has a cyclicity of 4k. So we say 8 has a cyclicity of 4k. The values are 8, 4, 2, 6. The values are 8, 4, 2, 6. 9. 9 raised to 1 is 9. 9 square 81. 9 cube is also going to end in 9. So 9 has a cyclicity of 2k, where there are only two values, 9 and 1. And 0 will have 1k. Again, all the values are 0, 0, 0, and 0. You can take important note of the given, call the important note, write it down once again in the piece of paper which you're sitting with. And if you want, you can remember these values in the next 2 minutes. ये सारी वैल्यूज लिख लो एक बार फटाफट 1 से लेके 0 तक. Let me know if you are ready. Values लिख लिया आपने फटाफट. So the objective for doing or knowing power cycle is only to check the last digit. Is only to check the last digit of the given numbers. Let's see. ये वो values हैं जो आपने लिखी हुई हैं अभी. And that's how a question will look like. I repeat. That's how a question will look like. Can you see the question on the screen now? I hope all of you can see the question which is there on the screen. The question is find the last digit of 3:60. So we know 3 has a power cycle of 4k. What you need to do is divide the exponent by 4. Divide the exponent by 4 and find the remainder. The remainder of the given values could be either 1, 2, 3 or 0. When you get the remainder of 1, you check the first element in the cycle, 2 पे second, third पे 3 and 0 पे fourth element. 3 का cyclicity is 3971. We got the remainder 0, so you check the last value and the last value is 1. Hence the answer for the given question is 1. The answer for the given question is 1. Is this clear to all of you? All of you got this answer? Everyone? Okay. Can you solve the first set of questions which I've given you? Solve the remaining 4 questions quickly. Please solve the remaining 4 questions.
Sir, please repeat it once again.
Okay. So what I'm saying here is, let's say this is the value was 3:60. The first step is check the power cycle of 3. It's of 4k. You have to divide the exponent by the given power cycle k. So 60 you divide by 4 and find a remainder. On division by 4, any value which can come up will be either 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 0. These are the possible remainder for all the cases. So अगर remainder 1 आया तो check the first element, 2 आया तो second, 3 आया तो third and 0 आया तो fourth element. 0 आया तो fourth element. तुमको यहाँ पे कितना है? 60 को 4 से divide किया तो 0 remainder. 0 आया तो check the fourth element. The last element in 3 cycle is 1. So the answer for the given question is 1. Clear?
Okay, sir, got it.
Perfect. Quickly solve the questions. The first 4 questions. Solve the questions quickly. Please solve all the questions, all the 4 questions. Can you solve? Yes or no? The next is 7:43. 7 has a power cycle of 4k. Divide 43 by 3, 4, the remainder would be 3. The cycle elements of 7 is 7, 9, 3, 1. The third element is 3, so the answer for question number 2 is 3. Next, 9:40. 9 में 2 ही हैं. 9:1, 9:2. Classified to be 9 raised to even value, 9 raised to odd value. 9 raised to even value will end in 1. 9 raised to odd value will end in 9. So this is even. So it's going to end in 1. Next 5 has a cyclicity of 1k, so it's 5. Next is 2 raised to 6670. 2 has a cyclicity of 4k. I repeat. The divisibility rule of 4 says just divide the last two digits. The divisibility rule of 4 says just divide the last two digits. On a division of 70 by 4, the remainder would be 2. So you need to check the second element in 2 cycle. It's 2, 4, 8, 6. The second element is 4, hence the answer for the given question is 4. Is this clear to all of you? All right, let's go ahead and solve the other questions. Please solve this question. The question which you can see on the screen, please solve. Yes, do we have the answer? The answer is 0. All of you got the answer is 0 or something else? All of you got the answer is 0 or you got something else? It's a silly question. So first of all, we are concerned only with the last digit. So I'm going to remove 26 and 26. The value will become 4 raised to 102 plus 4 raised to 103. 4 has only two digits, 4 and 6. 4 raised to 1, 4 square. So just like 9, you can consider 4 raised to any odd value will end in 4. 4 raised to an even value will end in 6. This is even, so end in 6. Odd will end in 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. So the last digit is going to be 0. Clear? All of you? All of you, is this clear? Next question. Solve the next question, please. Now here all the answers should be matched. I repeat, here all the answers should be matched. If you can dare to make a mistake here, it's a silly question. Quickly, I'll wait for 30-40 seconds more. Bhushan, 4 will not be the answer. The answer for the question is simple. It's basically 5. So this value is going to end in 5 for sure. This is 3 raised to 102 and division by 4. The result of remainder would be 2, which is 3 and 9. So this will give you 9. This is going to give you 5. 9 5s are 45. The value is going to end in 5. I hope all of you this. Is this clear? Okay, solve this. This is CAT 2000. This is actual CAT question. I forgot the year. This actual CAT question. Solve this question, please. The question says find the rightmost non-zero digit. I repeat, the question says find the rightmost non-zero digit of 30 raised to 2720. Do we have the answer for them, all of you? Yes. The answer for the given question is 1. So if you have solved questions of certs and indices in your school, it's going to be easy for you. We are talking about the rightmost non-zero digit. We are not concerned with the rightmost digit because we know it's going to be 0. We are concerned with rightmost non-zero digit. Number preceded by all the zeros is what we want. Break down this value into this form. 3 into 10 ratio 2720. It is 3 into 10 ratio 2720, which is as same as 3 ratio 2720 into 10 ratio 2720. 10 ratio 2720 will have all the zeros in the end. How many zeros? 2720. We are not concerned with this. The number 2720, 3 ratio 2720. In the cycle of 3, there is no 0 which comes, which means the last digit of this number will be the rightmost non-zero digit, because followed by that you will be having all the zeros. So 3 raised to 2720 is a value that we are considering here. Now 3 raised to 2720, you have to divide it by the cyclicity of 4. Divide only the last digit, that's going to be important. 20 on division by 4 will give you 0 in the end. 0 आने के बाद कौन सा एलिमेंट देखते हैं? 3, 9, 7, 1. We'll check the last value 1. Hence, the answer for this question is going to be, the answer for this question will be 1. Is this clear to all of you? Is this clear to all of you? Perfect. So we have seen as of now power cycle. The objective of power cycle. What is the objective of power cycle? The objective of power cycle is to check the last digit. The objective of power cycle. The objective of power cycle is to check the last digit of the given sum. Now we'll see how to find the last 2 digits of the given sum. How to find the last 2 digits of the given sum. The question could be, this is the actual question of the year 2008. The question was 7 raised to 2008, find the last two digits of the whole sum. Had it been last digit, all of us could have used power cycle to get the answer. But the question is about the last two digit. So we have seen divisibility rules, we have seen power cycle, and this is the third element, which is divisibility rule. Not the divisibility rule, this is the last two digit. Last two digits is what we are checking. We'll categorize this into two parts, one for even values and second for odd values. Even values are 2, 4, 6, 8. Odd values are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Odd values are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. For the even values, there are only two patterns which are available, which is 2, 4. Let's check for even first. You will not see any question for even numbers. Still, for the sake of discussion, let's see. What is the value of 2 raised to 10? Come on, what is the value of 2 raised to 10? So the last two digits of 2 raised to 10 is 24. Similarly, 2 raised to 20 will be as same as 2 raised to 10 into 2 raised to 10. 2 raised to 10 is 24 and 24 into 24 will be 576 and the last two digit is 76. So we can say 2 raised to 10, the last two digit is 24. 2 raised to 20, the last two digit is 76. We can say 2 raised to 10 is nothing but 2 raised to 10 raised to any odd value. I repeat, there's 2 raised to 10 raised to 1. And this is 2 raised to 10 raised to 2. Final highlighting point is, this is the final highlighting point. 2 raised to 10 raised to any odd value will end in 24. I repeat, 2 raised to 10 raised to any odd value will end in 24. 2 raised to 10 raised to any even value will end in 76. I hope this is clear to all of you. I hope this is clear to all of you. Yes or no? 2 raised to 10 raised to any odd value will end in 24. 2 raised to 10 raised to any even value will end in 76. This is what you need to keep in your mind when you start solving the questions. Question will be of this type. 122 raised to 122. Repeat. 122 raised to 122. Last two digit. Since we are concerned only with the last digit 2 and we want the last two digits of the given sum, you can replace the other value. So the sum will become 2 raised to 122. The only pattern that we know is 2 raised to 10 raised to odd and 2 raised to 10 raised to even will end in 24 and 76 respectively. The first step is just check whether the exponent is there in the form of 10k or not. Is the exponent there in the form of 10k? The exponent there in the form of 10k, it is not. Break down 2 raised to 122 in this form. 2 raised to 120 and 2 raised to 2. I hope this is clear. This part will become 2 raised to 10 raised to 12 into 2 square. Now 2 raised to 10 raised to 12. Don't consider it to be 2 raised to 120 to be even. We want it to be 2 in the form of 2 raised to 10. So 2 raised to 10 raised to 12 will be 2 raised to 10 raised to even, which is going to be 76. So this value will give you 76 in the end. 2 square is 4 and the final answer will be 76 into 4. Just the last two digit. If you multiply the two digit number with 76, the last number will be repeated. The final answer is going to be 04. This clear? Is this clear to all of you? Everyone, is this clear? And same is the case. Same is the case with the value 4. Now 2 raised to 10 can also be represented in the form of 2 square raised to 5. So 2 raised to 10 raised to even or odd can also be written in this form. Which form? Let me rewrite it. 2 raised to 10 raised to odd value will end in 24. 2 raised to 10 raised to even value will end in 76. Will end in 76. 2 raised to 10 is as same as 4 raised to 5. So 4 raised to 5 raised to any odd value will also end in 24. 4 raised to 5 raised to an even value will end in 76. Is this clear to all of you? So let's say there's a question. 144 raised to 144. Solve this question, 144 raised to 144, and tell me the final answer. All of you are able to solve the question? Got the answer, all of you? So 144, so remove the 14, it's going to become 4 raised to 144. Now we want it to be in the form of 4 raised to 5. So you can break down this in this form, 4 raised to 140 into 4 raised to 4. 4 raised to 140 can be in the form of 4 raised to 5 raised to, how much this would be? 20. And this is 4 raised to 4, which is as same as 2 raised to 8. Clear? Now 4 raised to 5 raised to even value will end in 76. So this value will end in 76. And the next value is 2 raised to 8. 2 raised to 8 is 256. So the last value is 56. If you multiply any value with 76, the value will repeat. So the final answer for this question will be 56. Right, Sandesh? Those, all of you got the answer? Everyone else got the answer? Should I redo it? You guys are good to go. You guys have understood this? All of you. Cool. So perfect. So we have solved. As of now we have solved only for even numbers, and even numbers we've seen only for 2 and 4. The next will be an important topic which I will be covering in the next session, not now, which is for odd numbers. Odd numbers will be important. They will give you questions only on odd numbers. So I want to start something which is very fresh from the odd number perspective in the next class, not now. You can revise the content that has been taught to you as of now and practice some basic level questions on it. If you have any question, I guess I've been added to the group. You can ask the questions directly there. And I'll see you in the next class. Once we resume tomorrow morning, you will be having your session, which is going to be on verbal ability, which is 11:30 onwards. So please ensure that verbal ability section will be covered tomorrow and be available tomorrow at 11:30. All right.